Cultural heritage. Cultural heritage is the heritage of tangible and intangible heritage assets of a group or society that is inherited from past generations. Not all heritages of past generations are heritage, rather, heritage is a product of selection by society. Cultural heritage includes tangible culture, such as buildings, monuments, landscapes, books, works of art, and artifacts. Intangible culture, such as folklore, traditions, language, and knowledge, and natural heritage, including culturally significant landscapes and biodiversity. The term is often used in connection with issues relating to the protection of indigenous intellectual property. The deliberate act of keeping cultural heritage from the present for the future is known as preservation, American English, or conservation, British English, which cultural and historical ethnic museums and cultural centers promote, though these terms may have more specific or technical meanings in the same contexts in the other dialect. Preserved heritage has become an anchor of the global tourism industry and a significant contributor of economic value to local communities. Legal protection of cultural property comprises several international agreements and national laws. United Nations, UNESCO, and Blue Shield International deal with the protection of cultural heritage. This also applies to the integration of United Nations peacekeeping. Types of heritage. Cultural property. Cultural property includes the physical, or tangible, cultural heritage, such as artworks. These are generally split into two groups of movable and immovable heritage. Immovable heritage includes buildings, which themselves may have installed art such as organs, stained glass windows, and frescoes. Large industrial installations, residential projects, or other historical places and monuments. Movable heritage includes books, documents, movable artworks, machines, clothing, and other artifacts that are considered worthy of preservation for the future. These include objects significant to the archaeology, architecture, science, or technology of a specified culture. Aspects and disciplines of the preservation and conservation of tangible culture include museology, archival science, conservation, cultural heritage, art conservation, archaeological conservation, architectural conservation, film preservation, phonograph record preservation, digital preservation. Intangible culture. Intangible cultural heritage consists of non-physical aspects of a particular culture, more often maintained by social customs during a specific period in history. The concept includes the ways and means of behavior in society and the often formal rules for operating in a particular cultural climate. These include social values and traditions, customs and practices, aesthetic and spiritual beliefs, artistic expression, language, and other aspects of human activity. The significance of physical artifacts can be interpreted as an act against the backdrop of socio-economic, political, ethnic, religious, and philosophical values of a particular group of people. Naturally, intangible cultural heritage is more difficult to preserve than physical objects. Aspects of the preservation and conservation of cultural intangibles include folklore, oral history, language preservation. Natural heritage. Natural heritage is also an important part of a society's heritage, encompassing the countryside and natural environment, including flora and fauna, scientifically known as biodiversity, as well as geological elements, including mineralogical, geomorphological, paleontological, etc., scientifically known as geodiversity. These kinds of heritage sites often serve as an important component in a country's tourist industry, attracting many visitors from abroad as well as locally. Heritage can also include cultural landscapes, natural features that may have cultural attributes. Aspects of the preservation and conservation of natural heritage include rare breeds conservation, heirloom plants.